Hey, guess what? In today's video, we're going to be talking about how to be an amazing lover. So if it's something that you've been thinking about or you want to improve your sexual prowess in the bedroom, then in this video, we're going to be talking, well, about that. We're going to be talking about that taboo topic, that thing that people are afraid to talk about. And honestly, that thing that, guess what? Everyone does. So in the past, recently, I've been talking a lot more about sex. You know, I talked in the Valentine's Day mini-series, Please Let Go of Orgasm, for example. Someone then asked me, what about your first time? So I talked a little bit about that. But now we're talking about being an amazing lover overall, right? Being an amazing lover overall. And there are two components to this. There's the you, and then there is your partner. And this is a really big thing to understand. So if you're here in this video, you know, and you can get it, that's good. If you need more help with it, you know, we can talk and we can talk privately. You know, this is a YouTube video after all, so I can only give you so much. And my consciousness is filtered through this video, system, platform, whatever. So the component of you know, this is where we generally talk about self-love. You know, feel good about yourself and let go and be free and all this kind of stuff. Your ability to be an amazing lover comes down to your enjoyment levels. You know, and often when I'm working with people one-on-one, I work with people on their sexuality, being the sexuality. And here's the thing about sexuality, the way I would describe sexuality, because it's such a vague thing, sexuality like sex, right? But sexuality to me is about enjoying emotions, enjoying sensations, enjoying being in your own skin. You know, and if you can enjoy that process of being who you are, well, then that's your component done. Because your ability to enjoy yourself, right, then you learn what you enjoy more deeper. You know, there are some people that I speak to and they want to improve their sex with their partner. Right? And what happens is they'll come to me and they'll say, yeah, it's terrible. So I ask them, what's going good? And they go, these are the things that are going wrong. But I ask them, what's going good? And the same thing happens with love life, to be honest. Generally speaking, when we're looking for terrible things, we find terrible things. But when we are in a state of bliss, when we are in a state of feeling good, well, what happens? We tend to notice more good things. You know, we tend to even be a better lover for other people. So it's a two-way street. It's our ability to enjoy it. But more importantly, if you can enjoy emotions overall, right? If you can enjoy emotions overall, then it doesn't really matter if the sex is bad. Because when you're in that state, the sex will always be good. Even if it's the worst, right? Even if it's the worst, it'll still be good because you can still find something to enjoy. And usually when you find something to enjoy, it's like a tree. It's one root that plants itself in the ground. It plants and it grows and it grows, and then pretty soon roots are going off that, and you've created a whole new tree and a whole new experience, and more importantly, a whole new style that is good and amazing for you. How cool is that? If those people that say, yeah, but my sex is really bad, well, then I say, look, if you're going to complain, then give up. Celibacy, I got a video on that for you, or sex after celibacy. So choice is yours, but your ability to enjoy yourself and to let go of what you think sex looks like is your component, your part of the puzzle. Now, they're part of the puzzle, right? When you look after your part of the puzzle, when you also recognize that you're a goddamn sexy person, when you recognize that sex itself is the message, it's not the message. So when you realize that sex itself is the medium, it's not the message. So it's like, you know, for some people, they have sex for validation. Some people, they have sex because they're bored. Some people have sex because they're looking for distraction. And some people have sex because they love, right? So when you recognize that also, just as a quick aside, you realize that often we put all this unnecessary meaning on sex. We put all this meaning on sex, and when we do that, we confuse it. And it's two people, sex, I would describe it as two people physically connecting. So does that mean it can be a makeout? Probably. Does that mean it can be non-penetrative? Probably. You know, so if you want to learn more about letting go of orgasm, I've got that in the Valentine's Day 2019 video mini-series. But what happens is when we start to see sex for what it is, not what we think it is, we can start to see our partner how they perceive sex. Now, if you want to be an amazing lover, right, it's a two-way street. It's very simple to, like, if a tree falls in the wood and there's no one there to hear it, doesn't make a sound. So it's like art. You're creating art, right? But you're creating art with someone else. So I want you to consider sex to be somewhat like creating music. Now, someone who is a giver and is incapable of receiving will look at sex in music like they are creating music and their partner is the instrument. Now, when you're in a high-level relationship, so high-level relationship being where you are giving and receiving simultaneously, sex becomes a microcosm of that. Remember, microcosm. So it's a smaller example of the energy exchange in your relationship overall. So what you are doing then, is you are seeing what they need. What kind of music do they want to see and hear? You know, what kind of music do they want to experience? And you can basically play, because sex is a form of play, an adult form of play, but still a form of play. You can essentially play with each other and connect through that medium, and it becomes another expression of your love. But when you are able to see your partner, when you get out of your own way, when you love yourself, when you're more sensitive to sexuality overall, what happens is you can see your partner for what they really need. And let's switch it around. Say you're with someone, right? And they can give you stuff that you didn't even know you wanted. You're probably thinking, hell yeah! So isn't it funny? I'm not giving you, like, you know, insert A into section B. I'm not giving you anything real like do this. What I'm giving you is an emotional understanding. Because when you can understand your partner, and it can happen like this, it doesn't need to take time. This is not a thing you have to get good at over time. It's a thing you get good at now, and you see the evolution happen over time. Where you then get good now, and your library increases of understandings, so you can see your partner for who they are and what they need, and they're going to be telling you what they need. For some people, they might need to be led. For some people, they might need to be dominant. For some people, they want to be dominant, but they don't know how to be, so they need you to lead them through being dominant. For some people, they want to be punished. For some people, they want to be hated. For some people, they want to be loved. Some people want to be hurt. Some people want to be nurtured. Some people want it public. Some people want it passionate. Some people want it soft. Some people want it slow. Some people want it for hours. Some people want it fast, and it can change. You know, some days you want a steak. Some days you want some vegetables. If you're someone who eats meat, if you're vegan, some days you want vegetables, other days you want vegetables. I used to be vegan. But the point is, there's different ways to happen. And it's so transient. It's so transient. And it changes and it shifts. And it's an expression of two bodies. Anything else, any toys, any straps that you might have, any collars, any things that you might want to enjoy, things that vibrate, things that don't, right? Anything else, sure, use them. But I would say there is no point using them until you've mastered using your own body. Because the body that you have is honestly the best sex toy you'll ever get. It's in your DNA. So I'm here to share with you just the simple idea. When you love yourself, you can see what your partner needs. That's the best way to sum up this whole thing. If you want to be a better lover, enjoy yourself. Because that way, when you enjoy yourself, you can see what the other person needs and you can give them what they need. All right? And you'll give them something. And imagine this, and I love it when this happens. And I love it when my clients say this, and it's just such a beautiful thing. Such a beautiful thing. When they report that their partners have said something like they've done something sexually and their partner's like, I pledge my allegiance to you. Like something along that lines. Because they recognize that they're safe with you. That they can have their fantasies fulfilled with you. And we're talking purely sex, but the same thing can happen romantically. The same thing can happen socially. The same thing can happen financially. The same thing can happen spiritually. In anything. But when someone feels like they can reach their potential with you, and you can give them what they want without them even having to say it, because you create like a psychic link between you two. You can relate it to a psychic link. But when you are truly expressing, your brain's almost wired the same way. That's why sex is such a powerful thing. That's why it's in that orgasmic state. Your brain is so susceptible. And it's through that you can create such a deep and passionate connection. So I think you're amazing. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you did, leave a like or not, whatever, the choice is yours. And you know what? You can subscribe or not, choice is yours. I'll be talking more about stuff soon, of love, relationships, sex, all that kind of stuff. And if you want to work with me one-on-one, you can always apply for a free complimentary call. That's still happening right now, and you can do that at gethimhooked.com. So thank you so much. I'll talk to you soon.